Hello, I'm Tate, and today I'll be doing the cow eye dissection. Right now, as you can see, it's covered in quite a bit of fat and muscle. You can see the cornea right there. It is, oh my goodness, I thought there was a bug on there. It is very opaque. It would be clear, but this is not a live cow. You can also see the optic nerve poking through right there, but we're gonna get closer into that and I'm gonna get you at a better view. So give me 1 second. Let me take off my glove and we'll flip the camera angle. Okay, here's a better angle. Here's a better view of the cornea. And let's start getting some of this muscle and fat off. Let me grab my scissors. Well, I think a scalpel would be a little bit better. Oh, there's the optic nerve a little bit better. Right there. Oops, something just fell off. It is pretty tough. I'm trying to get off as much as I can. So after I cut away all this muscle and fat, I'm going to use my scalpel to make an incision in the cornea. And we're just going to go through that and try to get, look at the sclera a little bit better. We're going to split it in half and just kind of go through, look at the interior and posterior sides of the eye. If I could get through this muscle, my goodness. My scalpel, gotta be careful. But there's the optic nerve sticking out right there. And I'll go into more detail about that when we split it in half. Oh my goodness. Make sure I don't cut into the eye yet. Oh, I can see the sclera a little bit, that white underneath. That's what we're wanting. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, got some of that off. There was a lot on mine. I think I might have squished it a little too hard on my end. Let's just get a little bit more off. Be careful for the fingers. Okay. Now we can see a little bit better. There we go. There's the cow eye. And here's the sclera, the white, cornea. Let me move my light a little bit. There we go. And let me grab my scalpel real quick. The optic nerve a little bit better. I'm going to cut it in half. This, with the cornea up, is the interior side, and the back posterior with the optic nerve. Let me get my scalpel. And we're just going to cut it in half so we can see all our structures. Bless you. out. Some juice is gonna fall out, which is some of the solution and also the aqueous humor, I'm assuming. Okay, let me get a little bit more. Okay, let me get my scissors for the rest of it. See, open it. Oh my goodness. Okay, oh man, I think I might have got a little bit too much on this side. Okay, there we go. Oh, got a little bit of the tapetum on the other side. Tapetum, oh my goodness. Okay, now let's get into this. I'll do the anterior side first. So I'm just gonna put the posterior on this side and get into this. So we have the jelly-like substance, which is this vitreous humor. You can see the lens behind there a little bit better. Let me point it in the light. Which, let me get out some of this gel. The vitreous humor. Okay, and we can see the sclera now better, which is a little outer ring. There we go. If we get the lens out, see the cornea. Okay, and we'll get the lens. It is quite hard right now, but there it is. The lens. Very hard. I'll cut through that in a second. There's the pupil right there in the middle, and the striated spiral lines. They're the ciliary body. It's attached to the lens, but if we can see all the way around, they're kind of hard, but you can see the lines inside. Let's cut through the lens. Oh my goodness. The iris also, I'll get through that in a second. The iris, as you can see, all the black. Little bit outside. Let me try to pull that out as well. Let me use my forceps. Try to pull the iris out. Okay, there we go. The iris. A little bit more of the cornea in the front. See through now. And let's cut the lens. Let me move my forceps. We'll cut through the lens. Oh my goodness. There we go. There we have it. Okay, let's move on to the posterior side. We kind of see this blue and green shade, kind of metallic. And that, the tapetum, yes, this blue and green metallic, and this is used in nocturnal animals, as it would make them, when a light would shine, it would reflect, and that helps them out. And if we go behind the tapetum, let me try to take some of this off. We can see the choroid is behind here. Let me try to get this. The choroid layer, behind that would be the sclera. There we go. And I'll just set this over here. Oh my goodness, okay. Just set the tapetum right there. And if we go behind here, we should be able to get to the optic disc and hopefully see, hold on, get some of this fat off. But there's the optic nerve sticking out. Let's go this way. Choroid still. And all the vitreous humor has now left. There is now none. We'll get a little bit more out from the anterior side. You can also see the lens in there. And the sclera is very well seen now. The choroid layer, this is absorbing more light, and it's actually a blood supply to the eye. Behind the choroid layer is the sclera, as I said, and the sclera, it just is a tough structure that maintains the eyeball shape. I'm trying to get through it so we can see the optic nerve, see the blind spot a little bit better. But there's the optic nerve, best we can see it. And this is just helping. It's the bundle of nerves that transmit visual signals from the eye to the brain. All of these nerves. Just flick some juice on me. And as I said, the back of the posterior side, this would be the anterior cavity, and everything else behind it would be the posterior cavity, which is filled with the vitreous humor, which is made out of water and protein, and it's clear so that light can pass through, and it also helps maintain the eyeball shape. Okay, almost getting there. Oh no, I think I just detached it, but there's the blind spot right there. You can see that little hole. And if you're scratching this, you can also see through the choroid layer, but and the retina is attached to the back of the eye, which is the blind spot. Let me uncover it again. Right here. And there is that little hole back there. And there is no light sensitive cells at this spot. Can we see that in the light? This little hole back there. the blind spot, or as the retina, and it's just connected to the optic nerve. So that's the posterior side. Let's get back over here, back to the lens. And as I said, the striated lines, there we go, we can see it. That would be the ciliary body, and it's attached to the lens. So if we go all the way around, let's put it back up, we can see, let's cut through the cornea. And you can hear that little crunch because that's going through all the cells that make up the cornea. Layers of clear tissue. There we go. A little bit better view. The sclera is way seen now. And if I can find the ora serrata, let's try. There we go. All around the cornea. The little white going through. But that is mostly it. There is the hyaloid fossa, which it is the depression on the interior of the vitreous body, and it helps hold the lens in place. And I believe that is it. The pupil, like I said, it was up here. But I believe that is it, and that is the cow eye. Thank you so much for listening. Let me flip my camera around. Okay, thank you for listening. I really enjoyed that dissection, and that would be the cow eye. Thank you.